Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of the first chapter in class 6, Knowing Our Numbers. Today we will be continuing and studying about comparison and estimation of numbers. So let's start with comparison of numbers. Now on the number line, we have always seen that as we move from the left to the right, the value of the number is always increasing. Now let's have a closer look with the number 13. Now, with respect to this number 13, I have the next number as 14. So this is called as the successor of 13. And the previous number is called as the predecessor of the number 13. Now the number 14 is always greater than the number 13 and the 12 is less than the number 13. So these are very easy things which you have already studied. Now moving on, we are going to look at rounding off the numbers. First we will start with rounding off to the nearest tens place. Now when I say the nearest tens place, considering the number 22, the number 22 lies in between 20 and 30, the two tens in between which the number 22 lies. Now, if you imagine that there is a magnet placed on both these numbers and it is attracting the number 22, 22 is going to get attracted towards 20 because it's closer to the number 20. Right? So it's going to round down. When it moves to a lesser number, it's called as rounding down. So rounding of 22, it gets rounded down to the number 20. Similarly, again considering the number 27, again imagine the two magnets, and this time when it gets attracted, 27 is going to get attracted to the number 30. Right, what about exactly number 25? Now when I talk about the number 25, 25 we always assume that it's going to get rounded up to the number 30, right? So when I round off the number 25 to the nearest tens, it's going to get rounded up to the number 30. Now let's see what happens when we round off to the nearest hundreds. Now I'm going to consider a case of 849. 849 lies in between 800 and 900. These are the two nearest hundreds that are there. Now since 849 is just about halfway before the 850, the halfway mark of 850, and you imagine the same two magnets which are attracting the number, 849 gets rounded down towards 800. So rounding of 849 becomes 800. Now what about 861? Well, you guessed it right. 861 gets rounded up towards 900 since it is a little way before, a little after 850, which is the halfway mark. Now what happens to exactly 850? Just like the number 25, we are assuming it's going to get rounded up towards the 900 value. So let's now look at this very curious case of 1259, but I am rounding off to the nearest hundreds place. So be careful of what is the question. Is it asking you to round off to the nearest hundred or thousands? So what 1259 lies in between which 200 places? So that will be 1200 and 1300. And what is the halfway mark? That is going to be 1250. The 1259 is definitely greater than 1250. So now when you take the magnets and then it gets attracted to the higher value of 1300. Now the same number I'm going to round off to the thousands place. Now when I say thousands place, 1259 lies in between 1000 and 2000. What is the halfway mark? That's 1500. Now 1259 is lesser than 1500, and now when you imagine the magnets, it gets rounded down to 1000. So be careful of what place are you rounding off to. Now why do we need rounding off? What is the use of rounding off? It helps in quickly calculating. Now let's look at this number 879 into 720. I am going to round off to say the hundreds place. So when I round off both of them, we will get 900 into 700, and the final value will be 630,000, right? Now what is the actual value? That's going to be 632,880. So you can see that there is just a difference of 2,880, right? So now how can we reduce this gap 2,880? How can I reduce it further? You can round off to tens place, so that's going to be 880 into 720 only. So that's going to give you a closer estimation. Now this is called the process of estimation, and it helps you to calculate better and faster. So this was about the video, and we have completed the whole chapter, the first chapter, with this video. I hope you like it. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you in my next video.